Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very last session of Careers Week. Thank you so much for joining us. I see the video stalled a little there, but what we were showing you was the last time we were really allowed to do the GradStar Awards. And if you enter GradStar this year, then hopefully you can experience that too during September this year. We're all holding thumbs for that. So as I said, thank you for joining us at Careers Week. What a week it's been. Thank you for supporting us, and we really hope that you took some useful tips away. When it comes to GradStar, what I have seen over the week, firstly, I would like to thank our GradStar hosts. They have been absolutely fantastic, dedicated, what a team. Well done and thank you. And when it comes to the program, I've seen over the week, watching the questions, that there's so many of you out there that don't know who GradStar are, what we offer, what the benefits are, and why we exist. So before I introduce you to some of our amazing young people, let me set the scene. 10 years ago, we founded the Rising Star program, and this recognizes the most talented young professionals across the country between the ages of 28 and 40 years. Then 6 years ago, we were approached by the SAGIA, the South African Graduate Employers Association, to do something similar for the varsity student population, for you guys. Well, how could we refuse? And this is how the GradStar Awards were born. We began creating relationships with career centres across the country and asking them to invite their students to enter into the very first GradStar Awards. I have to say most were super receptive. Some were less receptive, didn't really see the need or why they should be involved. But I can tell you something, when we published the top 100 students list of 2016, and those universities weren't particularly represented, then they soon saw the value of marketing to their students. But that was 6 years ago, and through delivery, hard work, an amazing team, we've developed a really good and strong relationship with every single career centre throughout the country. I've also been fortunate enough to feature on student radio stations and talk about our GradStars in student newspapers. If any of you in the audience represent any of these channels, we would love the chance to promote entries further. So just drop me a note in the chat or contact me at the exhibitor booth. Let's try and make sure that every student gets the opportunity to enter the awards. So the next question, what is GradStar and why should you enter? Well, each year we receive thousands of entries from candidates who we take through various assessments based on behavioural characteristics and employability. We don't judge you on academic results. And each June we publish the GradStar Top 500. And being a Top 500 means something. I know of many employers, not just our sponsors, who are keen to see a GradStar Top 500 on a CV. If you make Top 500, and once you have made Top 500, then we take you through some more in-depth assessments, including a personal development plan. And then from the results of these, we produce the Top 100. Should you reach the Top 100, this is when you get spoiled. We cover all costs to fly you in or bus you to the Indaba Hotel, as you saw in that video, for a 3-day event. We introduce you to employers. We link you with mentors from the Rising Star program, and we give you access to workshops, events, and celebrations. So what have you got to lose? Enter now. It's simple to enter. This year, we have launched our new digital GradStar mobile app. I'm sure you've heard us talking about it. Download it from your app store, complete your academic details, and click the DHL GradStar Awards tab to find the entry form. But do it now, because entries close on Youth Day, June the 16th. The app is free to download. It's on all of the app stores. And over and above the entry form, it provides a social platform for you to connect with other students and build your networks nationally. But also, it's an opportunity for employers to search and match with you. There's just no reason not to be on it. But please, people, remember and help us. This is a new technology. It's not perfect. If you experience any issues, let us know. We can't fix them if we don't know about them. So contact us, tell us, and we can fix it. We currently have over 10,000 active users, and it is working. But it's down to you to help us make it even better for all of us. So also, once you've entered, you become part of our GradStar network. And we invite you to employer webinars where you can meet employers, win mentorships, learn tips and tricks about entering the workplace, and also get invited to things like Careers Week. So moving on now, that's the GradStar program. I'm very passionate about it. I love working with you students. Firstly, please follow us on social media. We're GradStar SA across all platforms. LinkedIn, GradStar Awards. And also, don't forget to tag Careers Week 21, please. Today we have some prizes. Keep your chat active. We have prizes We have 100 future fit assessments, which we'll be giving out next week. We'll be giving out from attendees in today's session. The Future Fit Assessment is the assessment with which we use to judge the GradStar Awards, and it gives you a full strengths report. And we've got 100 of these, so keep the chat active. We also have a Huawei watch fit, and we have a 500 Nando's vouchers. I mean, he doesn't like Nando's, right? So the GradStar team will manage the giveaways today, and as I mentioned, the 100 assessments will be announced next week. So now, on to our amazing speakers. So we have our hosts from this week. They're all GradStars. And we've also brought 3 of our previous GradStars who have gained employment as a direct result of entering the GradStar Awards. They're all here to answer your questions about being a GradStar and also to talk about the experience of entering the workplace. Did their expectations match reality? What do they know now that they wish they knew then? They're here to help you. Use them, ask them, most of all, hear them. So today, with no further ado, I would like to welcome our amazing Careers Week student hosts. We have Casey Fenter. She's a third year student studying a BA Law with Psychology from Northwest University. We have Elma Akob. She's a 5th year studying her Master's in Strategic Business Management from the University of Pretoria. And we have Keanu Cotton, who is third year BCom, studying Accounting Sciences, Computer Sciences and Info Systems from Nelson Mandela University. These 3 have taken us through the whole week. They're rock stars, they're amazing. And they will be interviewing and asking questions to our GradStars employed through the program. We have Razia Adrianse. She's the Customs Field Support Coordinator at DHL Express, and she's a 2018 GradStar. We have Liana Maheso. She's a Managing Consulting Analyst for Accenture in South Africa, and she's a 2019 GradStar, and you can definitely ask her about how to get noticed on the day. And we have Bongani Mpatoba. He's a candidate attorney at one of our original 2016 first ever top 100s, and he's employed by one of our most loyal sponsors, the law firm Fasken. And don't forget, everyone, we've got the prizes. Keep the chat going, and now I'm just going to pass over to the team. Welcome, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Again, nice to see everyone. Nice, thank you, Laura. Hello, Keanu. Hello, Alma. Hello to our amazing graduates. So I'm going to start off with our first questions for today. My first question I'm going to ask Razia. And what surprised you about your entry into the workplace?
Hello, Alma. Thank you so much for the question. So when I think about what exactly surprised me when I entered the workplace was the fact that I didn't need to know everything. You know, we all have this idea that when you enter the workplace, you need to be able to understand the dynamics, you need to be able to complete your job. And when I joined the workplace, I realized that it's important to ask a lot of questions, and that you don't need to know everything because it's a learning curve, but you also need to absorb all the information like a sponge. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Razia. I think Keanu has the next question. So handing over to you, Keanu.
Thank you so much, Casey. Okay. Afternoon, everyone. Happy that you're all here. Okay, so because we are all interested and keen about GradStar, I've got a question. What influence? I'm going to be asking Liana. Okay, so Liana, what influence has GradStar played in your workplace journey?
I'm having technical problems. Hi, everyone. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you?
Yes, we can. You're
All right,
looking
perfect.
very pretty and cute too.
Thank you so much. So my journey with GradStar started in 2019 in Cape Town. So I was studying at Stellenbosch University, and I got to know about GradStar. And through the roadshow, so whenever GradStar has an event, go. Trust me, just go. So I went to the roadshow in Cape Town, and that's where I met my current employer, Accenture, which, mind you, at that point, I didn't know anything about Accenture, and I didn't know that this was actually the place I'm meant to be. So GradStar played a very big role in my life, outside of just employment. participating in the weekend in Pretoria, in Joburg, actually, during the Top 100 event. I was able to meet friends and as well 2 mentors from the Rising Star Awards. So that is one of the impacts GradStar had. So I'd definitely recommend everyone to apply, just because you have opportunities not outside of work, but of networking too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liana. So there you have it, everyone. Start applying and you'll reap the benefits of GradStar. On to Alma.
Thank you so much for that, Keanu. First of all, can I just say, for those who don't know, GradStar is completely free. Now, how many opportunities are you going to get where you get to engage with the top 100 employable graduates in the country? You get to stay at a hotel. I don't know if it's 5-star, but it felt 5-star. And you get to eat buffet food for like 3 days. So if that doesn't sell you enough, I really don't know what will. So if you're not applying for GradStar, then there really isn't much more marketing we can do. It's an incredible opportunity and you should be a part of it. So straight to my question, which is going right to you, Bongani. Let's talk about expectations versus reality. When we walk into a workplace, or when we hear about a workplace, our expectations are here. You know, we're going to jump in a couple of weeks, maybe a month. We'll jump over to management. Straight after that, we'll get a bonus. After that, we'll get a company car. So please chat to us about the expectations versus reality when it comes to being in corporate and in the workplace.
Hi, Elma. I hope everybody can hear me. Okay, great. So in terms of expectations, I think you are right. When you get to a workplace, you already think that, you know what, 2 years, I'm going to be a partner. The 3rd year, I'm going to be managing that whole firm. Everybody's going to be hearing about me. But that's not really realistic. But I think one of the most realistic expectations that we all have, probably as students, is that I'm not going to make mistakes. For example, you join GradStar and everything's so great, everything's so brilliant, and you have this expectation that I'm going to be the best. You are going to be the best. But as Razia has mentioned, that you don't need to know everything. And you are going to make mistakes on the way. And it's okay to make mistakes. You're expected to know mistakes, to make those mistakes, because you are a young lawyer, you are a young accountant, or whatever discipline that you find yourself in. So you are bound to make mistakes. And when you make those mistakes, it's an opportunity to learn. So what I found is that I thought that I would never make mistakes. I would be the best that they've ever seen. But the version of the best that I've ever seen, I learned that is there are bumps on the roads. So you're going to make a mistake, you're going to learn from that mistake, and it's sometimes going to be painful because it's not what you had expected. But the reality is that the environments that we're working in, they're really accepting, they're really accommodating, and on top of that, they also encourage you to make those mistakes. They encourage you to do better, to do more than what you had expected. So in terms of my reality versus my expectation, I would say that the reality has far exceeded my expectation. I expected things to be much more difficult, things to be not so nice, to feel like work. But I'm happy that what I've experienced so far has been exciting, has been a great journey. And yeah, that is my small bit.
Thank you so much for that, Bongani. It's so important, especially as young people, where we constantly have this fear of failure. But I'm here to say that let's turn the fear of failure into the power of failure. And one of the questions that is coming in regards to what are the requirements to apply for GradStar, I always say, shoot your shot. There's really nothing stopping you from applying. So apply anyways and see if you make it in. Over to you, Casey.
Thank you so much, Alma. I agree with you 100%. If you don't shoot your shot, you'll never get where you want to be. You know, there's no academic requirements for GradStar that I know. So you guys, it's your time to shine when you apply for GradStar. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to join. And it looks so good on your CV. You have no idea. My next question is going to go to Liana. And the question is, what surprised you most about your entry into the corporate environment?
Oh, that's a good question. I think knowing that there are people there to support you throughout the journey, so you're not always alone. One of our Accenture values is ask for help and help when you're asked. So knowing that there is somebody out there that will help you, just learn to ask.
Yeah, someone I know once told me, you never have to feel ashamed about asking for help. There's power in asking for help, to step out of your comfort zone and say, listen, I'm struggling with this right now. Please, can you help me? It doesn't make you look bad. It doesn't bring your name down at all. It actually makes you look like a stronger person, because it takes a strong person to ask for help. So I agree with you, definitely, Leona. Keanu, it's your turn, my friend.
Thank you so much, Casey. That is very true. Eh? Like sometimes it can be hard to just set your ego aside, but it's for the best. It's a good thing to do. If you're able to set your ego aside, people see strength in that. If I do that so myself. Okay, so I'm gonna pose a question to Bongani. Okay, so Bongani, we all know that working environment. Am I prepared? Do I really know what to do? How could you have prepared better for the workplace if you have not prepared, if you felt that you haven't prepared yourself adequately when stepping into the environment?
Wow, that's a tough question. I think, I'm wondering now that I'm now in my second year I'm about to complete my articles, and I'm thinking, what could I have done better? I think I'm not sure if there is something that I could have done better, but there's certainly things that I learned now that were habits back in varsity that I didn't know that these were bad habits that would affect you when you get to the workplace. Things such as fear of as you had the previous conversation now about making mistakes or shooting a shot, thinking, for example, there might be students who are thinking that, am I worthy of applying for GradStar? Will I make it to even the top 500? Will I make it to top 100? Such habits, they carry on to the workplace. So you get an instruction, you get work, and you're so scared to they ask you draft this, and then you get to your desk and you don't know how to draft it. You don't even know where to begin, and you're afraid to ask because now you're afraid of how people will look at you, or maybe you're not worthy. So I think it's just that fear of taking the first step and just doing it, taking a shot. So I think these are things that I don't know how I would have fixed, but I think just to teach myself at an earlier age that just do it. Like, you have nothing to lose. Like Laura said, it's free. There's nothing to lose. So such habits, they carry on to the workplace, and they can become a big stumbling block because you're seated at your desk, you're afraid to ask, and you're not moving. The client doesn't get their work. You're seated there. Nobody knows that you're struggling. So I think for me, it's just have confidence in your ability. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So there you have it, people. Like, again, the key point that is pushing through here. Ask your questions, shoot your shot. Do not be afraid, because you have absolutely nothing to lose. I'm handing over to Casey because she has kind of like a follow-up.
So I just wanted to share my experience as well, because I'm also studying law. And I get where he's coming from completely. You get into a new workplace. Like, as a student, I knew absolutely nothing about how to draft anything. And I had to ask for help. And it was difficult. It was because, I have a big ego. And I'll put that out there. And I had to put that aside and say to my boss, okay, I know I'm supposed to know how to draft this, but I do not. Please, can you help me? And that they actually saw me as like willing to learn. You have to be willing to learn. That's how you grow. So that's all I have to say. So Alma, I know it's your turn. So up to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Casey. Some really motivational words there. You've got to be willing to learn and have confidence in your abilities. Some questions that are coming through that I could just quickly answer is, can we expect more career weeks such as this one? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Investec, one of our biggest supporters. I hope you heard that question, because that means this was a great success. And GradStar and Deeply, we do hope that we get more careers weeks like this in the future. Also, can we add attending this career week into our CV? So if there's one thing I've learned about this week is that our CVs can be really great and they can have basically everything in it. In fact, every single time I apply for a job, my CV changes because it reflects the skills that that job requirement has for my CV. So if you are applying to a position that requires you to have the skills that you've learned in this career week, then I mean, happily add it onto your CV and make your CV look great. All right, this question is going for Razia. Now, there's this, I don't know if it's a question or if it's like a riddle, where it says, do you wish you were younger and you had all the knowledge that you had right now? Do you think you would be successful starting out your life? So my question to you is, what did you wish you knew before getting into the world of careers, the world of work, the world of corporate? What's that one thing that you wish someone had told you to prepare yourself for?
Hi, Alma. Thank you so much for the question. For me, I think one thing I wish I knew before I started working was that confidence is key. And I mean, a lot of us suffer from, not wanting to do public speaking, or you don't necessarily want to engage with people. You identify yourself as an introvert. But coming into a corporate environment, what I realized is that you need to have confidence in what you do. Once you have confidence, you then produce quality. And quality of work is also very important, because at the end of the day, if you are trying to grow in any company, the type of work you produce needs to be of extraordinary quality. And yeah, for me, that's one key thing that I think is very important for all our participants on the call today, is just have the required confidence and just push yourself out of your comfort zone. Because there's a saying that goes, there's no growth in a comfort zone, and I truly believe that.
Thank you so much for that. As we wait for Keanu to jump up, I think we're feeling rather generous. I'm just chatting to the team right now thinking that it just feels like the moment to give something away. It just feels like this is the time. So what should we give away? I agree. I think so too. I'm really liking the look of a 500 Rand Nando's voucher at this moment in time.
I think
It's just,
so too. People are looking a little bit hungry.
I agree. So who is it going to be? I don't know how we're going to decide this. It's going to be tough. Just so many questions, and they're all so great. Well, whilst we look for the winner, let's just have Keanu. You ready with the next question?
Yes, I am.
Awesome stuff. Casey and I will look for a winner.
Okay, so while you do that, this question is going to go out to either Razia or Bogani or Liana, whoever this feels like, okay, this question is for me, just pop up and go for it. Okay, so because we're dealing with a whole bunch of graduates and all of the attendees are aspiring grad stars and graduates to be, what is the one nugget of advice that you can leave for the students and potential grad stars in the audience? So what is the one nugget of advice you can leave to these amazing people in the audience today?
I'll start if no one is starting. So firstly, be yourself. So when I was doing GradStar, I still had blue hair and I have a nose ring. And so GradStar is a platform that accepts everyone for who they are. So it's important to be truly yourself so that, when you are yourself, other people can see the value that you bring, right? You'll be able to be connected to the relevant people that fits your personality. So no need to pretend. So my only advice is go there, be yourself, whether you have pink, purple hair, nose ring, hey, look, listen, go for it. And never sell yourself short. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liana. There you go, people. Don't sell yourself short. Razia, Bogani, do you want to throw in your piece of the pie there?
I think I can add there. I don't know if Razia would like to go first.
No, you can go first. It's fine.
Okay. I think for me, I started my GradStar journey in 2016. It's now 2021, and I'm literally still enjoying the benefits of joining GradStar. So what I'm trying to say is that it's never too early, it's never too late. I know, you know, a mind is something so powerful. Like it will always question everything. You'll wonder, maybe it's too early for me to apply now, or maybe let me just apply maybe next year. Okay, definitely next year I will do it, and then next year becomes the next year, and then now things go wrong. So it's never too early, it's never too late. Apply now, use the opportunities as they present themselves to you. So, and that's another thing, is procrastination, it's self-doubt, it's sometimes a lack of confidence and so forth. So just beat yourself and say, I'm going to do it now. Whether I get rejected, I'll do it again next year. If I don't make it through, I'll do it again next year. Never ever be the person to stop yourself. Allow other people to say, okay, now we've had enough, but that never happens. Never allow yourself to be the person that prevents yourself from getting successful, from getting your own success that you deserve. So 2016, I'm looking back now, 2021, looking back to 2016, I have zero regrets. In fact, I am still so appreciative of that first step that I took to apply for GradStar, because now look at where I am. And that was just in my first degree. I was not even sure at that time, am I even going to study law? Do I even want to be a lawyer? Do I want to be an admitted attorney? But look at where I am now through the guidance and the advices that I met through the students, the top employers, not only Faskin as my current employer now, but various other employers that I met through the program. So never doubt yourself. Take that first step now, basically. Yeah, that's my small piece of advice.
Thank you so much. Razia, on to you.
Just to add on, I mean, both Liana and Bongani summarized what I would have said, which is to always show a true, unfiltered resemblance of who you are, and do not underestimate yourself. Just as a background, I mean, I studied law as well, and I'm working for DHL. The opportunities that GradStar presents are really limitless, and really encouraging the team to apply, because as Bongani said, he applied in 2016, and years later, you still reap the rewards of applying for the program. So really I would really encourage the team to apply. I mean, the process has become so much more simpler to apply, and just be yourself. And that's the advice I can give. And don't underestimate yourself, because that's also very important. Don't say, oh no, someone's better than me. You are the best version of yourself. Just always remember that.
Well, there you have it, people. There is no better time than now. So after this session, get downloading that GradStar app and apply. There is no better time than now. Do not hesitate. Do not think, am I too good? You are. That's it. Point. You are good. You are too good. So get applying. Over to you, Alma, for that award winner.
Thank you so much for that, Kianu. I think if there's someone who's in charge of like all the hashtags that get famous on Instagram and Twitter, they must be busy at this moment in time, because we've got hashtag no regrets, we've got hashtag be you, we've got hashtag don't underestimate yourself, and so much more. So just keep doing the hashtagging things that need to be done. So we have a winner, and I just want to say, when you do go out to Nando's, we were here with you throughout the process. So hint, hint, nudge, nudge, don't forget a friend. All right, so our winner for today of the Nando's voucher is going to remember us. Period. Is going to be Sinenhlanhla Shope. That's Sinenhlanhla Shope, and she's winning because she's had just some really great questions, which I'm going to pose over to Laura right now. And there's going to be two of them. So first, what is the one unique feature that GradStar has that cannot be found anywhere else? And secondly, has GradStar been in collaboration with other bodies and organizations that help with the transitions from being a student to being a worker? So congratulations to you, Sinenhlanhla. Drum roll, claps, parties. Slide into my DM. Over to you, Laura.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to our first winner. I can't see my video, so I don't know if you can see my video.
Yes, we
can see.
Okay, so the first question, organizations that we partner with. We're really, really lucky. I know the first question was, what are we unique? Why are we unique? Let me get to that one first. We're unique because we operate nationally. We're not tied to any specific university. We're not a corporate program. We don't charge students any money. What we are is we're an organization that wants to reach out nationally to all the universities, not just UCT and UJ and BITS. We want to work with all the universities, as you can see by the hosts today and the universities they come from, and really bring the students nationally together to benefit. And that's why we do the webinars, and that's why we don't charge you, and that's why we do all of these things to say, guys, enter, because if you put GradStar on your CV, it's a leg up. It's just a leg up. So that's what makes us unique. And of course, our super cool app, but you all have to download the app to enter anyway. When it comes to organizations we partner with, there's so many organizations out there that want to access you students, and there's many, many different channels, but we're lucky. I mean, the GradStar Awards only take 6 sponsors, because if you like, we are giving the sponsors privileged access to the top 100. And you can only give privileged access to a limited number of organizations. So we're blessed to have had Fasken with us from year 1, ABSA with us from year 2, DHL from year 2. We've had, over the years, we've had BP, Epiroc, for those mining engineers out there, Accenture, been a major partner for years, and British American Tobacco, who recruit across the board, from engineers to HR to marketing to everybody. So it's the big corporates, we have a long relationship with through the awards. Through the app, the corporates are sponsoring the app. They're coming on board because they want to find you. The whole point of you guys being on the app is not just to enter the awards, but it's to be available to employers so they can search and they can match. So if they want to do a search for HR grads who come from all universities who are available in 2022, they can do that search and match. They can find you and they can contact you. So the employers that are choosing to take this on board and have partnered with us already range from Unilever to Tiger Brands to Transnet, huge employers. So in the corporate world, yay, get on the app, they'll see you. When it comes to academic partnerships, we've got a really great relationship with Golden Key. I know some of you will have seen Golden Key mailers get out for us. We love working with Golden Key. Obviously, they represent top students. We also represent the most employable students, so the partnership's very natural. We work with a lot of the bursary funds, with NSFAS, with the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation. They are all really keen to market out to their databases, to their students, because as I mentioned, it's about giving the students a leg up, and often reaching those students who wouldn't necessarily have the social, cultural capital to always be able to go and do all of that research for employers, to be able to spend the time, spend the data, going to do research about every single grad program. We bring it to you. Residences, we work with residence halls. We, as I mentioned, bursary funds. We also have links with the city of Joburg, the city of Cape Town, and a lot of the cities as well. So year on year, oh, and of course, sorry, our amazing relationship with Leaply and Careers Week. What can I learn? That's the best one yet. So to answer your question, we really love partnerships and collaboration, and it's all about spreading the word.
Thank you so much for that, Laura. And I'm seeing there are some Golden Key members in the chat, as well as some Golden Key executives. Hello to you guys. And I think you can see right from the quality of the hosts who are here and the people that we are interviewing that GradStar really just has some incredible students and just the ability for us to network with each other. I always say when I sit in a room full of GradStars and I look around, I can see my next business partner. I can see the next president of a country. I can see the next person who's going to be a surgeon someday. So it really is just a group of incredible students coming together and being exposed to just some great opportunities. With that being said, I'm going to hand over to Casey, who's got some burning questions.
Thank you, Alma. Yes, I've got a question here, and I think it's for Laura. If GradStar doesn't look at academics, what exactly do they look for? You know, since we said academics aren't important and you said we do behavioral tests, what does GradStar actually look for?
Okay, so we're looking for a holistic person. We classify ourselves as looking for the most employable students. and many employers will agree, or the ones I know anyway, is that the most employable student is not always the number one in the class. But we're looking for a student who's maybe shown, good academic results and commitment to the academics, but maybe does community activity, maybe does church activity, maybe gives back through mentoring and tutoring. We're looking for a whole person, and so the person that has activities outside of just academics, because that makes them more employable. It makes them better when they enter the workplace and easier for the employers to work with. When it comes to exactly what, we work with the Future Fit Academy. The Future Fit Academy are the people who are giving away 100 assessments today to 100 of you in the audience. And they look at 10 behavioral characteristics. You can find the Future Fit Index on their website. You can check out those 10 behavioral characteristics. If you think it will give you a better chance, please do that. But definitely winning one of the Future Fit Academy assessments and their strengths reports will give you a full understanding of what we look for.
Wow, thanks, Laura. I think that informed a lot of people here today. I remember at one of the sessions we had, I think it was on Tuesday with Bowman's, we spoke about the holistic individual and maybe doing some extracurricular activities. And I think to be a well-rounded person, you can't just be academic or just be extracurricular. You need to have a little bit of both, you know, and you don't have to do extracurricular activities like, I don't know, joining a hockey club or stuff like that. Like you could do art, you know, you could sit and draw or sing or something like that. And that still counts as being a holistic individual. Do you agree?
I agree 100%. I mean, it's following your passions. And there's been lots of talk about passion over the course of this week. And if your passion is getting up at 3:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning, as the old mutual grad earlier does, which I found quite astounding, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, spending time with your meditation, and then spending time with your studying, and then going to work, and then spending time with your family, that's making your life complete. We're looking for a person that knows how to follow their passions.
Thank you, Laura. That was very informative. And I think now we're going to hand over to Keanu. I hear he has some great questions lined up as well. So over to you, Keanu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Casey. Okay, so I've got a question that is going to hit close to home for our panelists of grad stars. They're still grad stars, whether they're in the working world or not. Grad star remains a grad star. Okay, so a question that really hits more to home: how has GradStar helped you evolve as a person, like personal experiences? How has GradStar really changed you for the better? Who wants to answer? I'm not gonna pose a question to a specific person. I'm just gonna lay it out in the field, and whoever feels it burning inside to answer, let us hear.
I think I can take this one. Oh, but no, Razia should go first this time.
Problem. Thanks, Bongani. Kiana, I think from my side, how GradStar has helped me develop is just to remind me that the sky is the limit. I mean, I keep speaking about it, but honestly, I would have not imagined myself sitting in the position I am today if it wasn't for GradStar. I imagined my future to be something different, but then, you know, in 2018, I decided, you know what, I saw this program. I think I actually heard about it through Bongani, if I'm not mistaken. And then I decided to apply for it. And then, you know, then being announced as one of the top 10, and then life just changed. I would have not imagined, firstly, working for such a global company, which is DHL, developing in the roles that I've developed. It's just shown me that I am great. And I don't need to be overly confident, but it just reminded me that I can do everything that I put my mind to, and that I don't have to worry about not being able to do something, because I will get there. And it really helped me in gaining the required confidence and just reminding myself that I can be better than what I was yesterday, than what I was 15 minutes ago. And I mean, it's really helped me develop as a person. And like I said, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I think just to, I'm not sure, Razia actually mentioned everything, but I think for me, it was being in that environment. You know, I did it in my second year, and I knew that I still had 3 years of studying. So getting involved in that, I think it was just meeting other students and that interaction with employers, because sometimes when you're in a university, you're not sure what to expect, you know, what you are thinking of, like what is going to happen in future, how is the workplace. There are so many questions that are unanswered. So, and sometimes you need to engage with the people that are in that environment, so that you know you can get that kind of feeling to see, is this something that I can commit to? Is this something that I would love? It's not something that's going to be answered immediately, but for me, that whole experience of being within the GradStar program, just getting to know the employers, getting to hear them speak, getting to hear the employers speak, tell you what they offer, what they don't offer, it guided me so much. And I think that guidance was exactly what I needed to get me to the point where I am. At least it lessens the mistakes. You know, as I said, mistakes are there, but some mistakes are necessary, especially when there are platforms like GradStar available to guide you in your career choices. Why make mistakes when you have such a platform? A platform that tells you, this is what we offer, take it, use it, know it, make it your own. So I think for me, that's how it's changed my whole perspective, my whole career, my whole schooling life. I had more guidance and in a very fun way, actually. And it's a free trip to Johannesburg. So I was like, I'm definitely taking it. But it really, it far exceeded my expectation, and the guidance from it is not something that you can really even, I don't know how to value it, but it is, I cannot imagine what I would have been without it. So for me, it changed a whole lot.
Well, if that's not reason enough for you to be applying for GradStar, then I don't know what is. Okay. So I'm just gonna hand over to Alma because she has a burning question for Liana, I believe.
Thank you so much for that, Keanu. Just before I ask the question, I just want to pose to the chat group that, have you guys been at the exhibitors booth to see all the incredible companies that are showing off what they have to offer for you? So make sure you visit the exhibitors booth, and make sure you slide into the section that speaks about Investec. Now allow me to do some promotional blurbs. All right, so Investec Private Banking is for young professionals, and they believe in the talent of young people coming up the ranks in South Africa. As a proud sponsor of Careers Week, Investec Private Banking recognizes the potential of young professionals poised to make a mark in their chosen careers. They seek to put you ahead of the curve as you start an exciting journey and set the foundations for your future success, which is why they partner with you early on to empower your finances, your career, and lifestyle on your journey to wealth creation. Visit their exhibitor booth to get more information about them. Now for my burning question for Liana. Before I give you the burning question, someone asked in the chat that, can you apply, or do you have to apply every year, or can you apply more than once? I was a GradStar for, in fact, actually, no. What's better than being a GradStar once? Being a GradStar twice. All 3 times. So I've been a GradStar 2019, 2020, and I'm really trying to stop myself from applying again, but I might just because it looks so great on my CV, to say that I was a top 100 graduate, you know, not just once, but twice. So apply and apply again, and just keep on applying, because GradStar is the gift that keeps on giving. Now to you, Liana, you mentioned something that I completely relate with, and you were speaking about how you allow yourself and your personality to shine. You've got a piercing, you've got colored hair, and that's really me to the T, because I'm all about being bold, having loud colors, and African print. So how have you managed to, in such a workplace where everyone thinks you have to be wearing a black suit or a black pencil skirt and a white shirt, how have you been able to allow your personality to shine while still being formal and professional?
Oh, thank you for that question. Again, when you go to GradStar, be yourself, because you get linked to companies that best suit your personality. And when I say this I'm going to answer your question. but just giving a bit of background. During the roadshow, they also had some interviews, and in one of my interviews with one of the Accenture recruiters, then I'm like, yo, I'm an activist. Hey, look, listen, every protest, get out. So how's that gonna work? And they're like, no, it's okay, because we also believe in social justice and improving society and making a impactful change. And I'm like, yo, I'm homeless. No need for me to pretend or change. So obviously, when I started to work last year in Feb, the hair changed a bit. However, Accenture still allowed me to be myself. Also, being yourself, you are able to express in so many different ways outside of just how you dress, how you look, sometimes how you speak. That's also important. So, and as well, being in a space that you can truly be you, right? And hence being authentic from day one so that you don't have to change or be somebody you are not. And Accenture, there's some people I see with colored hair too. So I'm like, I'm home, lambs. This is where I belong, my people, activism, they're there. Yeah. Being authentic, we are there. So just be yourself throughout.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Diana. Thank you so much. And be yourself from day one. Like you said, once you're someone else, you're going to have to keep that up for the next how many years that you could be in that company. And it's just going to end up being tiring. Like yourself, I'm also here by the activist streets. And it's just important for me to find an organization that will welcome my ability to speak and not silence my voice. Casey has got another winner, and I'm going to get over to her so that she can make someone's day.
Okay, so I'm going to make someone's day, and it would have made my day if I won this, but that's not how this works. So someone here is winning a Huawei watch fit. Drum roll, please. It is going to be Letty Manzini. Woo! Letty, where are you? Make yourself known in the comments, in the chat room. Let's find her. Where's Letty? Is she online still?
There she is.
I think I said Huawei wrong. I think it's Huawei. I don't know how to say it properly.
The chat's moving very quickly, but I did see Letty say thank you, Casey. And it's Huawei.
Okay, wonderful. There's Letty. I see her. I am here, Casey. I see you, Letty. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your brand new watch. And then I'm going to hand over. Oh, it's my turn for a question. Okay. So, Laura, this is a question for you. What inspired the ideas to start GradStar?
Wow, I think there's a whole history behind starting GradStar. When I graduated, and I did a BA in modern languages, so that relates not at all to what I'm doing today. So please don't think that you can't change your career choice. Often a degree, this is not the answer to the question, but often a degree is just a proof to an employer that you can study to that level. And often they're looking for a person rather than a specific qualification. But to answer your question is, after graduating in the UK, I went to work for a publishing company, and they did business awards ceremonies as well. So they did things like the Chief Financial Officer Awards, the Top Small Business Awards, but they also hosted something called the Women of the Future Awards. And for me, this was different because it created a network. It wasn't just, hey, once a year, pat on the back, go back to your desk, well done, momentum, well done, whoever. It really brought these young women that they were recognizing together, and it took them into schools to speak to learners, and it gave back, and it was full of energy, and it had a network. And I thought there was space to be able to do that, maybe not specifically women of the future, but when I came over here and through my years and working at other publishing companies whose name we may not mention, then I realized that was missing here. I felt it, that it was missing here. It's the ability to create a network, to give back, to connect people and make a difference by doing that. So at that point, I went with my business partner and I, we brainstormed and we came up with the Rising Star program, which is the 18 to 24-year-olds. Sorry, did we get that right? It's the 26 to 40-year-olds. And in that age bracket, we felt that there was a huge lack of recognition. There's quite a lot of recognition in the younger people age group, and there's certainly a lot of recognition in the exco. But in that middle group, there was very little recognition. So we started there. And then from there, that spawned GradStar, where we thought we could recognize students and link the programs as well with the mentors and the Rising Stars, and go out to the students and link the students with potential employers, as well as some of our talented networks from the Rising Star program. It's about the energy of the program.
Thank you, Laura. And I think we've answered a few questions here about the history of GradStar and how it works, why it's there. And I think we can take from that GradStar is really just out there to help us graduates find our feet off the varsity and know where to look for the jobs. You know, it helps us quite a bit. Keanu, I hear you have a question, so I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay, so in our final questions that are coming up, I just want to find that post. Okay, I would just like to read this one comment in the chat that was made. The biggest lesson I have learned in these 3 days is you should not limit yourself. Do not be afraid of change. Be willing to learn, and most importantly, adapt. Not forgetting that you are where you are supposed to be. Never underestimate yourself. The ability to think differently once more. Okay, that's just a thanks to the graduates and Investec. So there you have it, people. Really, you never underestimate yourself. Like, you are where you are because it's where you are supposed to be today. Okay, and then I have one burning question. This is for like perhaps a final question for the panel. Okay, so our grad stars, the older grad stars, if I may say that. But how do you recover after making a mistake? Would like to answer that one.
I'll go for that.
Okay, no problem.
Oh no, you can go, Bongani.
I'll just say quickly, I think recovering from mistakes, it's very difficult. I think number one, like, there's no, it's like you'll never know when you mistake. You can't limit or you can't say for sure that, okay, I made a mistake in January, so that's it. You can make 10 or 100 in January. So never think that one mistake is it, or it's the end of it. But just know, if you have confidence in your ability, you have confidence in what you can do, you have confidence in your growth, then you'll know that this is not the end for you. So your mistake is not the end of the road. Sit down, reflect on, what did I do wrong? What can I improve? What couldn't I have improved? So certain things are meant to happen. Certain mistakes are meant to happen, because it's like a seed. You have to plant it underground. You're not suffocating it, but it needs to be underground. It needs to be covered by that soil for it to grow. So it's that mentality that sometimes some mistakes, they are necessary for your growth. Without those mistakes, there are certain things you will not learn. You have to be small, you have to be young, you have to grow, you're not going to rocket up to being a partner or a senior without those mistakes. So I think for me, it's not a matter of recovering, because I don't like the word recovering, because it's like you shouldn't have done it. Sometimes you should have done it, or it's expected for you to do that. So don't recover from mistakes, but rather learn, grow, and improve from your mistakes. Yeah, that's my small bit.
So much, Bongani. Liana or Razia?
Hi, if I can also add on to what Bongani said, and that just goes in line with, don't think that you're not supposed to make mistakes as yourself. Also, when you make a mistake, there's a reason why you made it. Go out there, go and ask the person who, maybe it was a report that you sent out incorrectly, or a webinar that you hosted that you weren't supposed to, or whatever the case may be, and ask the questions to try and ensure that the next time you need to do something similar, you do it the right way. Because the only way you'll be able to rectify your mistake, if I can put it that way, is to ask the questions that need to be asked. But also what's key is, write down little notes on what you need to do, because what you don't want to do is where the person has taken you through what you need to do, you didn't ask enough questions, and by the time you need to do it again, you end up making the exact same mistake. And that's why asking questions is so very important. And I mean, organizations, like we said at the beginning, they're very willing to help. They don't just expect you to come into the business and understand it back to front. So ask every single question you need to ask. Go to the person, 5 minutes before you need to send out the report. You cannot 5 minutes. Let's say a day before you need to send out the report, you contact the person that the report is for and maybe ask them, okay, is this the way you wanted it? Just, making sure that you are doing the right thing. Yeah, that's my advice for dealing with any mistake that you might make in.
So much for that. Liana, do you have any words of wisdom for us?
I'm captured. I feel like why did I meet all of y'all a long time ago? But I think to just follow through or follow up on some or continue some of the advice given here is ensure that you have feedback. So getting feedback from whether it's your project lead or your boss or whoever is important, so that you can learn from your mistake. As all of them mentioned, mistakes happen and it's not the end of the world. How you pick yourself up from that is what's going to matter moving forward. It's going to show your growth and as well your progression moving forward.
So there you have it, people. Just to answer a few questions, there's a question that's being asked: do I have to be in the final year of my degree to be a grad star? No, you do not have to be in the final year of your degree. Any student from first year onwards can apply, whether you're in undergrad or postgrad, you may apply. Okay, I'm now going to hand over to Alma. She was disappearing for a bit, but she's all wow and wonderful, and she reappeared.
Thank you so much for that, Keanu. I'm feeling generous as well, and there's been an individual who's been keeping the chats just excited and full of energy. I think you know who you are. And it is none other than Xolani. But you see, here's the thing, Xolani. Xolani Mzileni. So we're a bit unsure if you want the Nando's voucher or if you want a Huawei watch. We just can't figure out which one you want. So I'm going to give you the opportunity. Would you like to go to Nando's with 500 Rand and invite me? Or would you like to get a Huawei watch which you can use only by yourself? What's it going to be? Okay, I'll wait for Xolani to give us a response. But as he's typing out, okay, he said Nando's. I thought so as well. I mean, I'll slide in. I could just sense it. I mean, he was saying peri peri chicken throughout the chat, so he's had his mind really focused on what he wants. I know that the session is coming to an end, and it is breaking our hearts as much as it is breaking yours. Trust me. It just feels like we've created a family in this sort of small virtual space that we've had. But there was one question that popped up that I guess I'll just quickly address and then see if we have to close this up and get one word of advice from everyone. So as we're closing the session, just think of one word, not a sentence, one word, okay, maybe 2 words of advice that you would like to give to everyone. So the question is, how do you stand out, but then without showing off too much in platforms like this, like GradStar, where you want to be noticed, but you don't also want to come across as, hi, this is me, this is what I've accomplished, this is why I'm great, this is why I'm the best, etc, etc. And it just comes back to what we've been saying throughout the whole process, which is be yourself, be authentic, be you. You don't need to be anyone else. You don't need to be regurgitating your CV. Your personality alone speaks for you. When you walk into a room, your presence alone introduces you. So just be yourself in platforms like this. Be proud of your achievements as well. Don't hold back if you have gone to the United Nations. Tell people that you have. Don't hold back with all the things that you've achieved. Don't let imposter syndrome get the better of you. Be yourself, be loud, and be proud about it. Now, with that being said, as we get to the end of the session, can we just go around? And can everyone, oh, hold on, we've got a watch. Ooh, should I announce it or does anyone else? We've got a watch winner.
Go ahead. You are
Should
so
I?
enthusiastic to be
I
announcing
really
it. Go
just
for
want
it.
to. Thank you. All right, so we've got a Huawei watch winner. I think I got that properly. I remember doing a voiceover for Huawei. So I hope
Huawei.
Huawei.
Didn't you read what Tammy said? It's
You get
Huawei.
fired from my job. Huawei watch winner, and that's going to none other than, and I've seen her in every single conversation for all the sessions that we've had, and that is Gwendoline Ramokopeloa. I've butchered your name, and I really do hope that you'll forgive me for that. But let's go around in the circle and just everyone give your 2 words to advice. Let's start with Razia and Bongani and Liana, and then Casey, and then Keanu and Laura, and end the session.
Sorry, I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was freezing on my side. I mean, we said a lot throughout the entire session, Alma, and I think everyone understands, and I hope by now everyone has seen the great work that GradStar is doing, as well as the opportunities that it presents. So, like you asked earlier on, what is the team waiting for? What is the participants waiting for? I mean, the registration's not going to take you long. Go and download the app, go and apply for GradStar, and don't second guess yourself. That's just the best advice I can give you. Don't second guess yourself and keep showing them a true, unfiltered resemblance of who you are. Thanks.
Bongani, you're up.
Yes, thank you. I think from my side, it's just like I think one of the students said, have faith in yourself and have confidence in yourself. Push yourself. So I think for me, those 3 words, push yourself, have confidence in your ability, and have faith. And the reason I add the faith in yourself is because sometimes you're not sure, you're not certain, will it happen, will it not happen? Just have that faith. Just have that faith that it will happen. So push yourself, have the confidence, and have faith that it will happen for you, that you're enough, that what you're producing, what you can give is exactly what is needed. Even it's actually more than what's needed, and it's perfect. So that's just my words of encouragement, and good luck to everybody for applying.
Thanks, Bongani. Liana?
My first advice, apply to GradStar. But outside of that, never second guess yourself. Do whatever you feel you deserve. So one thing my varsity lecturer always tells me is, you don't always get what you want, but you get what you negotiate for. So what are you negotiating for?
Thanks, Liana. Casey, you're up.
Awesome. So I think my 2 cents worth to add to everyone's lives is, don't be scared to ask for help. Asking for help makes you a stronger person, and you're going to do an even better job when you ask for help. So don't be ashamed, guys. Your boss, your lecturer, your friends, if you need help, ask for help. That's why you have people there. That's why they are there. It's to help you. Thank you. That's it from me.
Thanks, Casey. Keanu, you're up.
Thank you so much, Alma. Okay, so just my 2 cents as well. First of all, I cannot repeat this enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. Download and apply to GradStar. That's it. Simple. Just download the app and apply to GradStar. Okay. And then just one word of advice, just be willing to learn and open yourself to change, to adaptation. So be willing to adapt to whatever environment you find yourself in. If you're a shy person, try and just expose yourself more. Just adapt to make sure that it's beneficial to you in the long run in your career. And that's my 2 cents. Thank you so much, Alma.
Thanks, Keanu. And Laura?
Laura, you're muted. Laura, you're muted.
There we go.
There
Last
we go.
comment. I ruined it. Hey. I was just going to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to the student hosts. Thank you to the grad stars we brought along last moment to say, please come and talk about your journey. Thank you to each and every employer who supported us. Thank you to Investec. Thank you to Leaply, who have been the best co-hosts ever. Pete, Schoolscape, you're amazing. Thank you to all of you who attended Careers Week. I would like to leave you with the Dr. Seuss quote that says, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose.
Thank you so much, Laura. So there you have it. It's been Careers Week 2021. It's been awesome. Thanks to GradStar, Leaply, and our major sponsor, Investec, as well as all the companies. But most importantly, thanks to you guys for attending, because without you, it wouldn't have been a successful week. Have a great day. Don't forget to apply to GradStar and get to know each other. Use this opportunity to network with each other in the chat, and let's create a family, and let's all meet up at Nando's. Have a great one, guys.
Kalani says he's sleeping there tonight.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.